Now here at Embedded World we talk a lot about electronic components and semiconductors, but there's one thing that binds them all together: printed circuit boards. I'm here at the Eurocircuits stand to talk to Dirk Stans and find out how you make these first time right, and also learn what their policy is towards corporate social responsibility. Hi Dirk, it's great to see you here at Embedded World 2023. You're a regular here at the Embedded World event. Why is it so exciting for you? What brings you back every time?
Well, Stuart, hello. Nice to see you again as well. Why are we at Embedded World is quite simple. I mean, Embedded World, the people coming here, is our core customers. I mean, here are the designers, and electronic designers are my main public who I'm selling to. So that's why.
Now you've been very busy in the background continuously developing the service that you provide to your customers, and one element of that is your Visualizer tool, which has already been around for some time, but you've been working on it and improving it further. So
exactly.
How does it work for those who've not seen it, and what additional benefits are you putting in?
Well, Stuart, we introduced the Visualizer. The first version of it was in 2011, so that's quite some time ago. And it's a tool that moves all the time. It does much more than just visualizing the board, because that's easy. Reading in a Gerber file and making an image of it, putting it on screen. I mean, everybody can do that, I would say. But we keep the data in its core, namely vector data, and we start measuring and doing all kinds of stuff on it. Namely, seeing if the data is ready for manufacturing. Does it fit the design rules, and does it fit the rules for manufacturing? And in the beginning it was only for the board, but now it goes much further. We combine the board with the assembly, and then the next step we will do is combine it with the enclosure so that everything fits nice together, and that before anything is made in production. And why is that? Because we want to do the production right first time. Not try 2 times, no. The first time you go into physical production, it needs to fit. So all the donkey mistakes need to be out of it. So that's what Visualizer does.
So looking here at the stand, it's obviously sort of clear and obvious that you manufacture printed circuit boards. The nice green boards are everywhere to be seen, but over the years you've also expanded that service to also include assembly, and now you're also starting to provide enclosures, I understand. So
exactly.
How does that sort of get offered, and what's possible?
Well, first of all, we do everything in-house. And we have learned step by step of doing that. And our philosophy is always data first and then manufacture. So it's the same with assembly. We made the assembly Visualizer before we started doing assembly. Assembly Visualizer is 89 years old, and we're doing assembly for 6 years now. So the idea is to get the best quick turnaround for our customers, and to be really efficient in what we do. And for the designer, it's offering, let's say, a comfortable feeling to give something in production, to order something ready to be made, is when he has that cozy feeling that the data are okay. And we expanded this feeling from PCB to assembly to enclosure. It's not so easy to fit that all together. You can do it nicely in a CAD system for a PCB, already in many CAD systems for PCB and assembly together, but to then go one step further to the mechanics, only the high-end systems can do that. But how many of these 33,000 visitors running around here have a high-end CAD system at their hands? Yeah. So there are many people that are, I would say, almost grateful that we can offer them this kind of solution, of this comfortable feeling to give something in production, of which we are almost 100% sure that it will fit.
Now, engineers are very much focused on getting things right. There's a lot of energy that goes into analysing everything in detail and being sure. And some people would say, shouldn't you just focus on just PCB manufacture and be really good at that? It doesn't make sense to sort of try to be good at other things as well. How do you counter that argument?
Well, that is partially true, but I would say once you are big enough in one area, you can focus on that area and yet have a second area which you can focus on, and you are very good in this and you are very good in that, but the combination of both and having it in one hand makes you so much stronger. If my people internally from the assembly go to the PCB people and kick them in the ass because they did something stupid, it's something that you cannot pay for. It's an education. It's a gift of God to have those two together. So you get so much richer in what you do if you handle the entire problem yourself.
And what are the benefits for the end customers who are sending their PCBs to you? Because obviously there's lots of quality aspects to be considered. Does it simplify that?
Well, throughput time, lead time, everything in one hand is one accountability, and keeping the quality higher and focusing on not bending the problems back on the customer's back. Because to be honest, Stuart, if we look at, for instance, the assembly orders we make between 60 and 70 assemblies a day. Not one of these data sets we are getting is fault-free. So if you imagine that these data are sent to a PCB manufacturer and to an assembler, and for instance a component is not matching on the board, then whose fault is it? The customer's fault. Well, we throw this fault right in your face before you made anything. So what does it cost? Nothing. Eh? It's only you saved a lot of time, you saved a lot of hassle, you saved a lot of sorrow, and you didn't spend your money. So I think it's a huge benefit.
And one of the big challenges we've had over the last couple of years has been component sourcing. And I think most designers would be very glad to have the parts for a board ordered very early on in order to make sure that as soon as the circuit board's there, they can start assembling.
Exactly.
Are you doing anything to help people there?
Absolutely, absolutely. We reach out our hand to our designer customers and we say, okay, if you look at the value chain, what is one of the first things that happens in the designer value chain is defining the key components. Once the key components are defined and they are fixed, usually some of them are not so easy to come by. At that moment, we give the designer customer already the opportunity to pre-order these parts with us, and then you can save easily weeks until the design is finished, and then the design can be linked to the parts pre-order order. Everything comes nicely together, but the parts are already in our stock. So we all saved a lot of time, and we can guarantee a decent throughput for the first boards to be made. I think there we make really a win-win situation with our designer customers. The only thing they need to do is accept our hand.
Now, another big issue that we've been talking about, and I know we've talked to you in the past about, is the discussion of corporate social responsibility. PCB manufacturing is obviously not a particularly clean industry to be in, and we need to try and obviously be as clean as we can. There's obviously lots of initiatives, lots of potential administration tasks and things. What's Eurocircuits' approach to CSR?
Well, we want to start in a really humble way, because corporate social responsibility is a big, huge field. There is environment in there, there is responsibility in there is social in there, and so on. So I think as a company, we have a high standard of ethics. I mean, if you browse around in the internet, I think we are one of the few companies that has already a business ethics chapter on its website for I think more than 15 years. So that is one side. Environmental thing is another one. We have always done greenfield developments in Eastern Europe, where the new European laws already applied. So that was already more strict, rugged than the periods we could overbridge, for instance, in Germany. And on top of that, I think you need to start in a humble way, not do a huge administration, but start measuring. What is the shit I'm creating? What is the energy I'm spending? And this we started up a project a few years ago, that in every aspect of our company we measure what we do. Now it's time to start analyzing and to optimize, because there is not only an environmental issue here, but it's also a money. If you spend too much energy on something which is not needed, then as an entrepreneur it's interesting to know, because you can save money. Yeah. So that's our approach to things, on various levels, of course.
Super. Well, thank you for those great insights into the world of PCB manufacturing and assembly. Have a great show, and we look forward to catching up with you again and learning more about how those corporate social responsibility activities are going on as well.
Thanks a lot, Stuart. Always happy to talk to you.